The month hasn't even started and words have already left me. Hello, welcome to my desk. I am never ready for this, but every year it comes around and I tell myself that I'm gonna do NaNoWriMo. This year I'm actually kind of committed, so I'm hoping I'm gonna have a bit more success than every other year. It is currently October, so Preptober, as we weirdos on the internet like to call it. I have done NaNoWriMo a few times. I have never won. I have won a camp nano and that's it. So before we get into everything I'm currently doing, I want to talk about my history with Nano because I really want to win. I started doing Nano in maybe 2019. The camp Nano event that I won was 2020, I think June. I don't think it was April. And that was a story that I had had in my head for years, like since I was like 15. But I have done the project that I'm working on this Nano for a camp event before. I didn't win. I got about 10,000 words, but it's kind of developed a lot since then, so it feels almost like a separate story because it has been so developed. But I want to get into what I'm doing. One of the things that I have done that I wish I vlogged but didn't is a daily reward jar. I have heard people talking about doing things like this and never done it myself, but this time I thought it would be a good idea. So in this coffee jar are slips of paper. Oh no. There are 30 slips of paper with different rewards on them. They are all things that I wanted to be able to do at home that didn't cost any money, that weren't too rewarding, so that every day when I hit my word count goal, I can grab something out and do it. For example, this first one is knit. Most people would see that as just another task to do, but to me it's giving myself permission to like take time out of my day and just do something that I enjoy. Some of them are food related, like sweet treats. Some of the rewards are kind of self-care related. There's like meditate and like clean your room because that makes me feel a lot better. Others are things I enjoy doing, like playing Minecraft or The Sims or doing a page of my art journal, things like that. But yeah, I'm actually really excited about this little jar. I have up on my wall a few pages. One is a calendar of November, so I can just like visualize the month and cross off days as they happen, because time isn't real and I've really been lost lately in terms of time. This is to track my word count. It has every day with the number of words to stay on track. I'm not following that exactly because I have a different daily goal. And then it has 1 through 50, so you can mark it off for every 1,000 words. I got this from, oh god, I can't remember her name. I've signed up for like someone's like newsletter and it was a resource that was on there. So I mentioned that I have a different word count than the average NaNoWriMo word count. I want to write 2,000 words a day. For some people that's super easy. For me that's near impossible, but I like to have some leeway, and so if I'm writing 2,000 words a day, then that gives me 5 days off, which I think I'm gonna need. So I have a concert on the 19th that is like around the middle of the month, kind of. I will probably write that day, but the next day will probably be a bit of a wash for me. I also have some family stuff happening at some point during November. No idea when, but that'll take a day or two out for me. So having some buffer is useful. I'm really quite horrible at actually planning my writing. I have spent the last few days like focusing on nano prep, I cannot get myself to focus on my actual story, which is a problem, but a problem that I've always had, and so I'm trying to work around it. Because I have worked on this story before, I do have like a brief outline. Turns out I lost a bunch of my old notes for this story, so I'm having to kind of rewrite my notes based on the actual story that I've got. But I follow the 27 chapter 9 block outlining method, the Caddy-tastic outline. It's honestly the best outline that I've ever used. I am really struggling to fill this out for this story. I have a bunch of scenes and none of them are connected. Something I do whenever I'm participating in Nano is make a cover for my book. So this is what we're working with right now. I always give myself a working title, and you know, I think it helps to be able to name all my files with the same like working title, keep everything together. Also for playlists and like Pinterest boards, it makes it feel a little more real, I suppose. I'm having trouble at the moment naming one of my main characters. The story is dual perspective, and one of them is so developed. Originally, it was going to be just a single perspective, and because I'm me, I liked the love interest more than the main character, and so now it's dual perspective. The original main character though needs development, and that's something that I always struggle with. I suck at making a main character, so I need to develop her so much more. But the love interest, or I guess the second main character, my favorite, my absolute favorite. I know everything about her, I love her. Let me find some stuff so I can tell you about her. Oh my god, I love. So this is a like kind of a fantasy. I don't know what you call it, because it's not urban fantasy because it's not in an urban setting, but it's like there is magic, but it's in our real world. It is a magical boarding school kind of story because I'm a sucker for those, and so I want to write one. The magic system, an absolute pain, but I love it. There are so many little things where like it sucks, like writing sucks, but I love it so much. I don't really even want to say like anyone's names. The love interest, I'm gonna call her the love interest. She is a main character though, like she is a perspective character. Anyway, the love interest. Her like backstory, I suppose, like her family life is just intriguing to me, and the way she is around her family compared to at school, it just, honestly, I think this, like writing this, is scratching a particular itch. I'm just really excited. I'm gonna go and try and work on this, but yes, I will see you with more news, I guess. Hello, it is the 17th. There are 2 weeks until NaNoWriMo, and I've done a bit of planning, and so I want to share where I'm at, I guess. Also, this notebook is so perfect for the project I'm working on. I love it. Anyway, I've been really struggling with plotting out this story. So what I've done is write each scene that I know I want onto a sticky note, put them all in order, and then actually added them to a plot structure. There are a lot of holes still. Don't know how I'm getting from point A to point B, but things are slowly coming together. In terms of actually tinsel, in terms of planning and preparing for NaNoWriMo, I'm getting there. I keep looking at my like schedule that I've got on the wall. There aren't many things on there, but I know I'm gonna struggle with this. I'm honestly kind of worried that I'm not gonna get a good start at the very start of the month for a particular reason. So, big fan of the show Young Royals, and season 2 comes out on the 1st of November. I'm also away for the weekend up until the 1st. I'm coming home on the 1st. So it's not like I can get up in the morning and get straight to it, because I'm gonna get up, I'll be cleaning, and then leaving this trip. It's gonna be a bit full on, and I'll be watching Young Royals. So I'm gonna have to try and manage my time a little better than I normally do. But I'm getting really excited about this story. I keep just like, how do I say this and sound normal? Something I've always done is like act out the scenes where like I am every character. So like, I'll just be sitting there like, okay, if we're looking at that one scene where that person comes and like they do that, I'll be the person that's just shown up, and I'll say something, and then I'll turn around and I'll be the other person. Sounds weird, but it works. It helps me like work out the nuances of a scene, and I've been doing that a lot. Do it a lot in the shower especially. I don't know, something about the white noise just makes it easier, I guess. But there's a few scenes in particular that I'm so excited to write, and part of me wants to write them now, but I want to save it so I can get the words on the official like NaNoWriMo account. But also, I'm wearing my NaNoWriMo shirt. You probably can't even see that. I got this, I want to say last year, but I think it was the year before. It's like my cozy shirt, and I want to try and like wear it for writing. I find like having specific clothes and like trinkets that are there to get me into the writing kind of zone are helpful. Last time I was like proper dedicated to writing, I had this one candle that I'd always burn. Hated the way it smelled. But it was a big candle, and so I would light it because I'd wake up early in the morning. I'd use it as light on my desk so I could write. But the cool thing about that is now I like have a candle business, so I can make whatever candle I want to be my writing candle. I'm thinking of making like a custom one. Maybe like there are a few I need to trial for a future release, so maybe I'll make some of them early and they can be my writing candles. Don't know yet. I don't know what to do. I'm really procrastinating. I should be writing right now. But yeah, I did clean up. People talk about like this list of like chores that you should do before Nano starts. You know, like pre-make food and freeze it so you don't need to think about like cooking, and those are all like good, but the one for me is like keeping my room clean. Nightmare. I cleaned it yesterday. It's like pretty clean for me. It's not gonna stay clean. It's just not. There are 2 weeks until Nano. There is no way this room stays clean for 2 weeks. And then for a month during Nano. So I think I'm going to today try and get some things in order so that if it gets messy, it's easy to clean again. I also think I'm going to dust, because I don't do that very often, and if I do it now, I won't do it again until the end of Nano. So that sounds good. Also, my allergies are playing up and I think I need to dust. But I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stop procrastinating. I'm just gonna go. Okay. Hello, it is the 25th. I last updated you on the 17th. Is that a whole week? It's been more than a week. Okay. I have a few last updates before Nano begins. I am increasingly nervous. I told you that I'm going to be away on the first day of Nano and Young Royals comes out, and so I'm a bit worried. Well, the next day I'm going to see Hamilton. So, I have a few things that are going to cause some problems at the start, but I'm determined and I'm not going to let it stop me. So, aside from that, let's get into the update. I showed you my rewards jar. Well, it has been upgraded into this adorable little jar. It was in a quite cute coffee jar, to be fair, but it had a bit of a stale smell, didn't love it, and I found this while helping empty out my grandfather's shed, and it's such a cute jar. It's got a cork lid. I love it. They all fit in quite well. They don't shake around, but that doesn't really matter because I can just like blind pick. So yes, new rewards jar in case you watch the vlogs and see that the jar has changed. I've also decided that I can save my rewards. If I pick something out and don't want to do it that day, I don't have to. At first I didn't want to do that, but there's a few in there where if I finish writing late at night, I don't want to go cook pasta. I don't want to have a bath. So I can save them, do them in the later days. It's fine, it doesn't matter. This is a personal reward system. There are no hard rules. As I said, it's the 25th, but on the 21st, Taylor Swift released Midnights. I have been a massive Taylor Swift fan for a very long time, and it was a big day for me. It was emotional. I was in the car when the album came out, but I was in the car with other people and couldn't play it through the car. So I had my earphones in and I finished it, and I didn't know what to do with myself. I had been waiting for this album to come out, and then it was out and I had heard it and I didn't know what to do. So I reached out to one of my friends, Maddie, hi if you're watching this, and she told me to listen to it and think of characters. I think she meant to like think of like characters in shows and things that I watch, but no, I interpreted that as to mean think about my work in progress and vibe. I want to share with you some of the Midnights tracks and where they fit in my story, because there is one song in particular and I'm like, it's their song, it's their song. I have my notebook here again. If you see me looking down, I'm reading. Before I get into it, I don't want to tell you that many details about my story. I find it really hard to work on something when people kind of know about it and like want details. So we're going to call the characters R and A. Those are our main characters. So Maroon is my favorite song on the album, I think, and it is their song. There is one scene in particular, I can just see it. It's them, just like they've just gotten together, and I didn't think this through. I realized that I can't even talk about this in a normal way. I get so excited. We're gonna move along. Just know that Maroon is them. Antihero, on the other hand, is A, through and through. She has a rocky history and doesn't think she is worthy of any positive feelings, and definitely not R's love. She feels like she's letting everyone down, and she thinks everyone agrees. Vigilante shit and karma are like two sides of the same scene, and I love it. I love it so much. A is kind of in her rep era at this point. These are basically at the end of the story. I'm so excited. The last thing I'll say is that Mastermind is both of the main characters. A and R both think that they like conned the other person into having feelings for them, but like they both did it, and I love it. I love them. I love them so much. I'm so excited for November to start so I can just write this story. Okay, moving along. That was a mess. I still haven't worked out the plot exactly. I mentioned that I was using the 27 chapter plot structure, and I'm looking at it right now. A lot of blank spots, like more than half of it. I'm working on it. I've kind of cracked the code on this structure because it's 9 blocks, and it works really well for me to see each block as a TV episode, because every episode of TV has to have its own story and then fit into the bigger story. And then like if you break it into the 3 acts, then it's like 3 more kind of stories. It's like you've got 9 episodes with 3 overarching stories within one story. Oh my gosh, for someone who wants to write a book, I don't know words. This is not ideal, but that's fine. It's completely okay. I'm gonna leave you with some pictures from my Pinterest board for this story because I'm very excited, and maybe a few songs just thrown in there from the playlist. I have dreams of having like a bunch of separate playlists, you know, like act 1, 2, and 3, and then each character and each relationship and the story overall, but that is wishful thinking at this time. It's not gonna happen right now. For now, I have my one playlist, my one Pinterest board, and they both need work, to be fair, but yes, that is all. I guess I'll see you after week 1 of Nano. I can't believe that. I can't believe it's here. The year has gone by really quickly. This is very scary. But yes, I'm gonna go. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you are doing NaNoWriMo, let me know. My social media will all be linked below. I will be posting about Nano because I assume it's gonna take up every aspect of my life. I have been posting twice a week, which is very exciting. So you can subscribe to see 2 videos a week. So yeah, like this video, subscribe. I'll be around. I'll see you soon.